The army told his family he was dead. They held a funeral. They buried an empty coffin. They mourned and moved on. Years later, a man appeared at their door, dirty, thin, alive, and no one believed it was him. The disappearance. He was just one soldier among thousands. No medals, no famous last stand, just another name on a deployment list. During a chaotic operation, everything went wrong. Communication failed, units scattered, gunfire everywhere. When the fighting stopped, some soldiers returned. He didn't. Search teams found bodies, but not his. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into silence. Declared dead. Eventually, the military made a decision. With no contact, no sightings, and no evidence of survival, they declared him killed in action. An official letter arrived, cold, formal, final. His family collapsed, neighbors came, prayers were said, stories were shared, and an empty coffin was lowered into the ground. What really happened? But the letter was wrong. He hadn't died on the battlefield. He had been injured, disoriented, and captured, stripped of his uniform, moved in secret, hidden far from the front lines. Days blurred together. He didn't know where he was or how long he'd been gone. All he knew was one thing. The world thought he was dead. Years in limbo. Time passed differently there. He survived on routine, on memory, on stubborn hope. He replayed his family's faces in his head. He imagined home. But with every year that passed, hope became dangerous, because the longer you're gone, the easier it is for the world to forget you. The return. Then, one day, everything changed. Through a series of unlikely events, he was released. No parade, no announcement, just a man stepping back into a world that had buried him. He went home. He knocked on the door. The person who opened it froze, because the man standing there looked like a ghost. No one believes him. At first, they thought it was a cruel joke. He looked older, thinner, different. The records said he was dead. The grave existed. Even neighbors whispered. Some were scared. Others were suspicious. It took documents, witnesses, and time before the truth finally sunk in. He wasn't a ghost. He was a survivor. The aftermath. Coming back wasn't the end of the story. It was the beginning of something harder. He had to reclaim his name, his identity, his place in a world that had already moved on. The military corrected the record, but nothing could erase the years that were lost. History says death is final, but sometimes it gets it wrong. Sometimes the fallen come back, and when they do, they return to a world that already said goodbye.